What if I told you there was a real person who had two minds living inside one skull? In the 1960s, doctors performed a radical brain surgery that split a man's brain in half. Literally, they severed the corpus callosum, the bundle of nerves connecting the left and right hemispheres of the brain. What happened next would change neuroscience forever. After the procedure, this man could draw two different shapes with both hands at the same time. He could see an object, but be unable to name it. He could even argue with himself. Scientists had accidentally created the world's first two-brained person. This isn't science fiction. It's a real neurological phenomenon called split brain syndrome, and it reveals something shocking. Your brain isn't one consciousness. It might be two. In this video, we're diving into the strange world of split brain experiments, left brain versus right brain psychology, and the mind-blowing question, what is consciousness really? Stick around, because by the end, you'll be questioning everything you think you know about your own mind. This is BrainSnag, where weird science meets addictive curiosity. What is the corpus callosum? Before we dive deeper, let's talk about the corpus callosum, the brain's most underrated superhighway. This thick bundle of over 200 million nerve fibers is the bridge that connects your left brain and right brain. It's how your brain shares information between logic and creativity, language and visuals, reason and emotion. Think of it like the brain's version of Wi-Fi, constantly syncing your two hemispheres so they work as one unified mind. But when that bridge is cut, everything changes. In split brain surgery, doctors sever the corpus callosum to stop life-threatening epileptic seizures from spreading across the brain. It's a last resort treatment and a window into how strange the brain can get when its two halves are forced to work independently. Here's the wild part. Even though the patient seems totally normal at first, under the right tests, the two sides of their brain start behaving like separate minds. Two brains, one person, zero idea what the other half is thinking. So what are the left and right hemispheres really doing? And why does cutting the connection between them reveal such bizarre behavior? Let's split this wide open. Meet the two-brained patient, Patient WJ, a former World War II paratrooper and one of the first humans to live with a split brain. After suffering severe epileptic seizures, WJ underwent a rare surgery in the early 1960s that severed his corpus callosum. The goal was to stop his seizures. What doctors accidentally discovered instead was one of the strangest psychological phenomena in medical history. Post-surgery, WJ looked totally normal. He could speak, walk, and think just fine. But when researchers tested him using special tools that isolated each visual field, things got weird, fast. If an object was shown to his left eye, he could not say what it was, even though he could still draw it perfectly with his left hand. His right brain saw it, but his left brain couldn't talk about it. Each half of his brain had its own perception, memory, even awareness, but only one side could speak. Imagine living with a silent partner inside your mind, one who sees what you don't, knows what you can't, and never says a word. Welcome to the world of split brain patients, where consciousness gets complicated. The experiments that shocked scientists. Once patient WJ had recovered, neuroscientists ran a series of tests, and what they found was straight out of science fiction. In one experiment, they flashed the word key to WJ's left visual field, which feeds into the right hemisphere of the brain. He couldn't say what he saw, but when asked to reach behind a curtain with his left hand, he picked up a key without hesitation. Why? Because his right brain knew, but his left brain, which controls speech, was completely in the dark. In another test, each hand was asked to draw a different shape, a square and a circle, at the same time. WJ pulled it off effortlessly. Most people struggle just to sign their name with both hands. One patient even had his left hand close a book his right hand was reading, as if the two halves were arguing with each other. These weren't simple reflexes. This was evidence of two separate streams of consciousness coexisting in one body, each with its own thoughts, preferences, and awareness. Scientists weren't just studying brain anatomy anymore. They had stumbled into the mystery of split consciousness. What it reveals about consciousness. Here's where things get really weird. Split brain experiments didn't just change how we see the brain. They shattered our understanding of the mind itself. Before this, most people believed in a single, unified consciousness. One you in one head, making one set of choices. But split-brain patients proved something strange. When the hemispheres are disconnected, each side can function with its own thoughts, perceptions, even decisions. So, what does that mean for your sense of self? Are you one person or a team of neural processes pretending to be one? It gets deeper. Only the left hemisphere can talk, which means we often hear its version of events, while the right hemisphere, silent but fully aware, is still reacting, choosing, and influencing behavior in ways we don't consciously understand. It's like your brain is two roommates sharing the same body. Only one gets to speak, but both are living. And if consciousness can split like that, is it truly unified in any of us? Or just a clever illusion created by billions of neurons trying to agree? These aren't just science questions. They're existential ones. And we're only just beginning to understand what's really going on inside our heads. Where are they now? The legacy of split-brain research, the strange discoveries from split-brain patients, didn't just make headlines, they made history. In 1981, neuroscientist Roger Sperry won the Nobel Prize for his work on brain lateralization, proving that the left and right hemispheres have specialized roles and sometimes very different personalities. Today, split-brain research is still a cornerstone of neuroscience education, but its influence goes far beyond the lab. It's changed how we understand decision-making, self-awareness, and even how we think about AI consciousness. Some researchers now explore whether artificial intelligence might develop its own version of divided processing, systems that act independently but still appear unified on the surface. Sound familiar? The findings have also shaped therapy, education, and even how we treat trauma, since different brain systems can hold different memories and emotional responses. All thanks to a man whose brain was literally split in half. But maybe the most lasting impact is this. Split-brain research forces us to ask if consciousness is just an illusion, a story our brain tells itself to stay sane. And that question, still unanswered. So, if one brain can hold two minds, what else don't we know about ourselves? The split-brain experiments cracked open more than a medical mystery. They cracked open the illusion of who we are. Maybe we're not a single self, but a collaboration of systems, a mental symphony where no one player leads, but somehow the music still makes sense. Think about that the next time your brain feels conflicted. Maybe it's not confusion. Maybe it's a conversation. The truth is, your brain isn't just strange, it's stranger than science ever expected. And this is just one of the many bizarre, beautiful, and brain-snapping stories hidden in neuroscience. If this blew your mind even a little, hit that subscribe button, because on BrainSnag, we don't just tell facts, we drop ideas that stick, twist, and grow in your head long after the video ends. Short, strange, addictive. This is your dose of cognitive caffeine. Now tell me in the comments, if your brain split in two, which side would win the argument? Thanks for watching. Now go blow someone else's mind. Share this video.